Great, I went right back to Nashville with no headache, but something strange happened when I walked in the bank one day. I said, stick 'em up, everybody, I'm robbing this place. Drop all of your money in my guitar case. Don't nobody move and don't nobody reach for that door. A lady said, why, you're Johnny Cash. I said, no, ma'am, I'm the Manhattan Flash, and I am the best bank robber in New York. Now, the other night, Roy Acuff called me. He said, John, I'd like for you to do the opera. So I went out on the stage, but I couldn't sing. I got into half a verse if I walked the line, and something snapped in this head of mine. I yelled, stick 'em up, give me your money, your watches and rings. Well, I called New York and talked to that brain quack. I said, Doc, I've got to have my whole brain back. He said, I'm sorry there, Mr. Cash, but I can't do that. He said, I put your brain in a chicken last Monday. He's singing your songs and making lots of money. And I got him signed to a 10-year recording contract. Now, friends, if you see me walking down the street, remember what you see ain't necessarily me. And if I try to hold you up, don't pay me no mind. But when you got $10 that you can blow, you ought to catch that Johnny Chicken show. He's doing fairs and concert dates all up and down the line. I said, stick 'em up, everybody, I'm robbing this place. Drop all of your money in my guitar case. Don't nobody move and don't nobody reach for that door. A lady said, why, you're Johnny Cash. I said, no, ma'am, I'm the Manhattan Flash, and I am the best bank robber in New York. Well, I don't pay any income tax. You don't pay tax on money you steal. You ought to catch that Johnny Chicken show. Chicken in black. Louis Theroux, Duke and Jones, jiggle jiggle. My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure. It makes me want to dribble dribble. You know, riding in my fear. You really have to see it. 6'2" in a compact, no slack. Luckily the seats go back. I got a knack to relax in my mind, sipping some red wine. Shepherd's Bush, compact push, Notting Hill Gate, my Fiat skate with a crate of Cabernet, but not today, because I gotta drive, I wanna stay alive, not cause it's illicit, do I have to get explicit? As a matter of fact, I sip on the yacht with Big and Reese, 200 diamonds in their piece, I'm trying to get mine, so I can shine. Jiggle, jiggle, I'd like to see you, wiggle, wiggle, jiggle, jiggle, I'd like to see you, wiggle, wiggle. My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure. It makes me want to dribble dribble. You know, riding in my Fiat, you really have to see it. 6'2" in a compact, no slack. But luckily the seats go back. I got a knack to relax in my mind, sipping some red wine. I think that went really well, don't you? I enjoyed it. Nice being in the booth. So, unless you have anything else, that's a wrap.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming to my symposium. I'll have you know that the Dow is up 50. The Dow is up 50. It's always up 50. I tried to take a nap today. Listen, it's about the Dow. Do you understand? It's up 50. I tried to take a nap today because I got too worked up with all the news. There's so much news. And it was getting me hype. Andrew's getting all these things. And then they let him out. They let that filthy creep out during the live. And then they took my live down because the Olympics copyright struck me. There it is. You think you had a fucking problem with curling and cheating Canadians Olympics? Well, now you got a problem with this bitch right now. Dr. Dow. I don't know why, but I feel extra offended that they copyright struck me on the wolf video of the wolf. First of all, they don't own the wolf. He's not even a contestant there. That is spontaneous happenings. So not only could I not show you the wolf, what was his name? Hagzers? Zergadog? I don't know his name. What was it? Nazgul, the Czechoslovakian wolf dog. They don't own wolf dogs. And maybe they do, but fuck the Dow. Right, Big Fishy? You know what? I'm turning it around. I changed my mind. Fuck the Dow. Cage Brittany, fuck the Dow. I changed my mind on so many things at the last minute, and I don't have to explain myself. New information has been given to me by Biggie Fishy, and it turns out fuck the Dow. Mahjong to you, Tiffany. Your plan has failed. I foiled you. Is sweet baby ladybug in the room? If so, please put her ear close. Put her ear close now. Are you ready? Ladybug. Ladybug. Who's my little baby? Hey, treat. You want a treat? You want to go outside? You want to go outside? You want to go outside? Freak out on mama. There. Now you're not sleeping, Laura. Ever again. I can't get away with anything anymore. I'm not blonde enough. Yes, I'm back. I'm back because so much has gone down and I forgot to talk about so many things this morning, and Dark Casino Night is working out for me. Things are finally looking up. There were dark times for Dad. I was down to $1 and I brought myself up to 20 on my Dark Casino games. Come and get me, IRS. I will pay less taxes or no taxes because billionaires, pedophiles, president. He doesn't pay taxes. You're right. You know what, Big Fishy? You're teaching me a lot tonight that I forgot about my past before the dark casinos. And you're hearkening me back to a time when things were simpler. When big boys just got on the fucking roof, yo.
Big boy, get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy, I ain't seen him on the roof. Never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't lay on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy drill on the roof. Never seen a big boy drill on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy drill on the roof. Big boy drilling on the roof. Big boy drilling on the roof. Big boy ain't drilling on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't climbing on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. How you do it like that? Damn, you got tools on your back. Climbing on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Shit, big boy get loose. Shit, big boy get loose. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never, oh shit, when you falling on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy hop the roof. How you do it like that? Shit, you just like a fat. Shit, pick up your back. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Get on the roof. Get on the roof.
These four men are deathly allergic to the raisin. They kissed their friend goodbye. The game was organized by this man. His name is Earl Wasman, and he runs over a dozen dark casinos in southern Pennsylvania. A dark casino is where you can risk your life in games of chance, but if you win, you can get over $1 million. This man knew the risks, but did it anyway for money, which is a form of greed. When I saw this video, I gathered all my friends and told them to release their worship of the dollar. Greed. And if they ever visit a dark casino, they'll be writing a one-way ticket out of my life as a friend.
We will never go to a dark casino.
Send this to someone on the Epstein list. Hello, scoundrel. If you are panicking right now because you may have done some crimes, don't worry. Using airtight logic, I've designed a fashion that will absolve you of any sin. I am not on the Epstein list, and also there is no list, and also there is one, but it's fake. Please comment, Obama made me do it.
Obama made me do it. He did. He made me do it. Anyway, I do need to... Oh, I saw that. Hold on. I missed something. I will find her. I will find her for you. I'll find her for you, Tish. All right, give me 1 minute. What else? What else do I have for my intro, my introduction to you? If you're a first timer out there, click like and subscribe, or I will come to your house. Okay. Darcy, hello. I'm glad you love Big Boy on the Roof. I want to be honest with you guys. I'm pretty cheap right now. Okay. Daddy had a Moose Lodge cigarette. All right. Started looking at the Epstein files, started watching a lot of weird videos from people like Sean Ryan going, why didn't you drain the swamp like you said you would? And then bursting into tears. And it made me laugh because Hillary made me do it. What about Hillary's emails? That bitch eats pizza? How is she not in prison? Imprison her for the pizza she has eaten. She must be a dark casino webmaster or a serial killer because only they eat pizza and John Ray, and it gets delivered to his house. And it wasn't by any of us. It was by Lisk. And if you say otherwise, he will go on Vinnie Politan and he will share your notes. Okay. Yes, it was. I confess, put me in Prince Andrew jail. Hillary is spooky, but it's not for the reasons you think. It's because she can't actually make a chicken enchilada casserole like Lori Vallow, but who can, right? I mean, we all strive to be perfect. Hello, C. Smith, says Tiff Knox. Pfft, says C. Smith. Ooh, harsh. Hi, Darcy, says Darlene. I don't know if Darcy's high. I wouldn't make that assumption yet. Scrunchy, scrunchy, scrunchy. We will get a levitating shack in the little tiny emoji section. Okay. We'll also get a Hillary holding her emails and throwing them up. She will toss them in the air and then she will say something like this.
Your Honor, defer. Miss Janice.
Judge Athens.
Your Honor, this is so unfair. Your Honor, I think I want to appeal. Your Honor. Your Honor, stop. This is propaganda. Your Honor, this is fake. Don't believe what they say.
Your Honor, stop. Darcy's huffing glue. Harry Styles, wasn't he murdered by Julia Stiles, his brother, cousin, sister? No, that was One Direction. He just looks like him. He is the scariest and the orangest, and he floats. Did you guys know that? He floats. Also, for those of you who thought it couldn't get crazier, for those of you who thought Space Force was as bold as America would be getting in this decade or lifetime, you haven't been paying attention. Because Trump just started this thing. What's it called? What's it called? Captain Planet for Peace. What's it called? The Peace Corps. The Peace something. Is it Peace Force? It might be Peace Force. I think it's called Peace Force. What is it called? Peace or War? What's it called? The billions. There it is. The Board of Peace. The Board of Peace. It's not the Peace Force. He should have called it the Peace Force. We're going to start that. That's a shirt. Peace Force is ours. He can't have it. I'm taking from the president. Peace Force. That's not what he calls it, but it's what we're going to call it from now on. It's called the Board of Peace. First of all, he did take board. I believe I copywrote select board. So I'm going to look at the spelling and we might have a lawsuit on our hands. So, oh yeah, he's got his fingers in everything. Now that he knows he can get away with anything, which apparently he can, including pedophilia and multiple paraphilias, if we're being honest. That was not a Freudian slip. Everything I said was true. And for entertainment purposes only, don't sue me. So yeah, he's starting a prescription discount program. It's going to go about as well as Trump University, which is in the Epstein files and did go bankrupt. And he had to pay back all these people because it was a sham. And then he had his gold cell phones, which, by the way, no one got those. They're still, the Trump mobile's still not working. So that took a year. We didn't get the wall, but we got the steel. Mexico didn't pay for it. We will. ICE is killing all of our friends. What else? What else? What else? Everyone's a fucking pedophile. So there's that. And now it's time to start Peace Force. Well, what is Peace Force? Is it him stealing from a cancer charity again? No, it's not. This whole peace group he started was a way, I think, to not join NAFTA, or just to not, like, he didn't want to be involved with any of the good people who look out for national security and free trade and all the good things and everybody having good, and he said, why won't you let my friends in, all the dictators? And they were like, nah. And like, it's hard to actually narrow it down to which organization, because he's kind of isolated from all of them. So, and that's his fault, because he chose that. And that's the consequences of his own action. So what he did was, he said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go start this group, and I'm going to call it the Board of Peace. And if you want to be on it, it's going to cost you $1 billion. And he did this. And that is a fact on the record. He went $1 billion. And then he went, bah, ha, 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 ha. And then Pam Bondi popped up and was like, Daddy. So, yeah. So he said, $1 billion, you can be on Peace Force. And then nobody wanted to, because they're like, are you fucking R-worded, dude? And then a couple of dictators were like, I will be on your Peace Force. And I'm sure one of them definitely had an eye patch. So no, not 1 million, 1 billion. And then they laughed. And then who comes in? All the dictators, it was 1 million, then 1 billion. Yeah, you're right. He corrected it. Everybody laughed at him because he's so silly and stupid, and he floats, and he's orange. And so then they were like, okay, listen, we'll pay $1 billion to be in your peace group. And it's literally like all the vicious dictators, all the autocrat, all the bad guys that weren't allowed in the other group. So basically it's like, I'm going to this lunch table where it's cool to shoot people in school. Like, that's what he did. Yeah. So Jared Kushner actually got a real estate deal for his family. And then an AI all smart tech company that's involved is tied into him, and because he's an investor in that too. He's on the board of every redevelopment plan for the future of Gaza. And it looks like a fake mall that was designed by some Pyongyang architect. It is trash. It's like, look at this high-tech Emerald City, and it looks like some shit that was from an 80s movie of do you remember the Back to the Future where he almost fucks his mom, or maybe he does. I don't remember. It was such a weird movie. And it's like, this is what the future is like. It's the first time you see the hoverboard. Like, that is 100% what it looks like, because there are redevelopment pictures. In fact, on the next live, I will go seek them out and I will get them for you, and we will look, because it is an entire smart city, like a smart house, like a smartphone, but it's all AI shit. Like, every house is like high tech smart, and we're just going to mow down Gaza, fucking murder everyone, and build this. And it's literally like eminent domain style. They're just like, toss them all out. So Jared's doing that because he promised peace for Israel, and just Israel. Like, the Palestinians won't exist anymore in his eyes, which makes sense because he gets along so well with Stephen Miller, who literally scared Trump, apparently. Like, and when you scare Trump, that's scary, because Trump said, he goes, this guy's fucking freaking me out. And he said literally to a bunch of people, like all these congressmen and shit, he's like, if it were up to him, there would only be 500 million or 500,000 people in the United States, and they'd all be white. Like, fucking bug. Like, he literally said that. He's like, this fucking guy. I mean, it's crazy. And then you have white supremacist extraordinaire, and literally looks like he washed up on shore bloated after being drowned, Steve Bannon, who same, so yeah, that's it. That's what's going on. There's going to be a smart city, and Ivanka and Jared are going to profit heavily off of it. And they're also launching a Trump crypto market of its own. And now Peace Force. And there's going to be $1 billion each from all the worst dictators. And then he got the gold so that he could do the Qatari Air Base and the plane. So yeah, he's just getting all kinds of cool stuff for being president and a fucking rapist, which I can legally say because he was convicted of raping E. Jean Carroll and he's our president. And I hope that if anybody watching this voted for him, don't anymore. Stop doing that. You make bad decisions. Whoever you thought, okay, next time when it comes time to vote, whoever you think you should vote for, do the opposite because you have bad judgment, and that's okay, but just reverse it. It's like my dark casinos. If one tactic doesn't work, do the opposite. It's so, yeah, they're all gay. It's a lot. And gay is good, except they're self-hating. So then that makes them bad. I don't even know who we're talking about at this point. Yeah, they do. Some of them fucking love this until they get deported. And we're seeing a lot of that. And I'm not going to lie, I have been laughing at a lot of that. They took my son. Well, maybe you shouldn't have been in fucking Cubans for Trump dancing with your tits out, screaming, deport them all. Because all includes your son, hun. I've seen a lot of that. I don't know what that is. But I do have another treat for you, and it's here, okay? It's right here. Are you ready for it? Here it goes.
My money don't jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle, for sure. It makes me want to dribble, you know, ride it in my fear. You really have to see it. 6 feet 2 in a compact, no sack. And luckily the seats go back. Got a rack to relax in the morning, sipping some red wine, like sipping like it's mine, sipping like it's mine, baby, sipping on like sipping like it's mine, sipping red. Red ripple, compact, beats fucking back, on two, compact, beats, got a fucking beats, back, beats, back, Knack, beats, compact, and 2 beats, compact, and beats, compact, and beats, compact, and slack, and luckily the seats go back.
Living rooms, bedrooms, dinettes. Oh yeah, you can find them at market. We talking about flea market. Montgomery, it's just like a mini mall. Oh yeah, come shop with us. I said flea market. Montgomery, it's just like a mini mall. Hey, you heard me. Come shop. Living rooms, bedrooms, dinettes. We got it. You need it. You find it. It's just like a mini mall. Hey, you heard me. Come shop. I said flea market. Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Hey. Living rooms, bedrooms, dinettes. Oh yeah, you can find them at the market. We talking about flea market. Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Hey, don't stop. Let's make it a dance. Come on now. To the left, to the right. Let's do this dance. Hey, to the left, to the right. Let's make this a dance. Flea market, Montgomery. It keeps you jumping. It's just like a mini mall. Check it out now, everybody.
Dude, his eyes are me trying to read the comments right now because my eyes are fucking dry. Hold on a second. That was the best, and I need to find that. I need to fucking find that. Holy shit, I need to. I know which one you're talking about. No, I did see that. I did. I went back and saw. I did enjoy that, but we're not doing any more FKR shit on this channel. Even if I love it, we can't do it. I put a moratorium on it. That's what I have blocked. I'm blocking out the entire part of my life, actually. It seems to be. People really like to ingest it. I've never had it. because I would literally, no, nothing's going in my nose but my finger. But I'm telling you, I know a lot of people from college that blew out their knees, lost their wives. Apparently, it is bad. Lots of mortgages, lots of bad loans. I seen it. My old roommate had a hell of a problem too. And yeah, apparently RFK used to just snort it off the back of a toilet seat. Just wild. Yeah, what if he ran for president? I would vote for Sammy. I would absolutely vote for Sammy. Dude, happy fucking birthday, bitch. You didn't tell me it's your birthday and Prince Andrew's? Oh my God, on the day of Andrew's arrest? Happy birthday. Did you enjoy figure skating? Oh, what's her name? Alyssa? She, with the braces, she murdered, dude. I got teary-eyed. It felt like Surya Bonali, Roxana all over again. It was before the DWI. It felt good to watch. I really enjoyed it. Apparently the ice is too slippery. Did you hear this? The ice is too slippery. Yeah, he got out pretty quick though, but they took some great pictures. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm going to let Sammy finish, and then I'm going to show you some crazy shit.
Like this now. Hey, hey, flea market, Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Don't stop, let's dance. Flea market, Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall.
Let's bring it on down now. Oh yeah, I know you're gonna like this. Come on now.
It's just like,
You know what I'm saying?
it's just like,
You know what I mean?
it's just like,
You know it. So why don't you just come on and say it?
it's just like a mini mall.
Oh yeah, you said it. It's just like a mini mall. Oh yeah, you like this? Come on now, free market.
Okay. Let me take this down. Oh, no, we got to do the prayer. We'll do the prayer.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. And most of all, we thank you for Roush and Yates partnering to give us the power that we see before us tonight. Thank you for GM Performance Technology and the RO7 engines. Thank you for Sunoco Racing Fuel and Goodyear tires that bring performance and power to the track. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. My two children, Eli and Emma, or as we like to call them, the little E's. Lord, I pray you bless the drivers and use them tonight. May they put on a performance worthy of this great track. In Jesus' name, boogity, 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 amen.
Wonderful. Hugin just farted across the room, and I can smell it all the way over here. And nice. Okay. So, a couple of things happened today. First of all, let's talk about something that happened the other day that I forgot to talk about. And I saw someone mention Nancy Guthrie in the chat. Yes. What the fuck? This is what happens. This is what happens when you let a podcaster run the fucking FBI. Okay. A cross-eyed. He looks like a pug dog. He's the only ugly pug. Fucking Cash Patel. What a loser. What a fucking loser. So, remember how I told you guys that I think there's a reason why the CPB was there? The Border Patrol? Like, there's definitely a reason. And they were there from the beginning. So, this whole theory that maybe she's in Mexico. Yep, could be. Could be if someone's trying to keep her alive to threaten. But then you have to consider that a news outlet that will kind of not really cease to stoop as low as possible, despite all the good things they did with Celeste. They do continue to exploit the shit out of multiple situations, no matter how grim. And the whole like TMZ still getting these messages, I'm starting to wonder, like, is this a Graysmith? Are you doing a Zodiac, sir? Like, I feel like, okay, let's get involved in some conspiracy theories. Is Harvey Levin doing this to himself to boost the ratings? What is going on? Is he trying to distract from the fact that he has buddies out offering his services to assist a potential client relationship with a pedophile so that he could make sure that Epstein gets good press. I don't know, but his friend was offering that, and he doesn't talk about him at all. But now he suddenly gets all these letters for this big kidnapping investigation. It's just kind of weird. I think it's weird. So here's another thing. Like, if she went across the border, that would kind of make sense if people took her there and they wanted to keep her alive because you can get cheap medicine. But at the same time, the type of people, just based on what we saw on that camera, they don't look like they're really looking out for her best interest. It's all fucking weird. And one of the things I wanted to talk about the other day that I've just been seeing so many people covering it so fucking irresponsibly. And I'm not about to stand up here and tell, I am. What the fuck is wrong with that Dolly Vision guy? Because I watch him for a giggle, but sometimes, like, just like, come on, man. This is like, you can't be for real right now. And sometimes it's funny. It's like watching Cops, but the person's not getting arrested. But the other day, it was the night that apparently the SWAT team was going to raid a house in connection with Nancy Guthrie's case. And he was live. And he claims that he was on his way to somewhere after leaving the house and that he was just wandering. And at first it was something about how I had to see this part secondhand, but everybody who was in the live was talking about it on Twitter. And they were saying that essentially, he claimed that he just stumbled upon what he thought was somebody who needed help with a tire or something. I thought somebody needed help changing it, some shit like that. Somebody hurt. And then apparently he walks up and, oh my God, he saw a dead body. And this was where they raided a house for Nancy Guthrie. And then there were reports that someone shot themselves at the scene and that they took out 2 people alive. And then that's why his live was down at the end of the night. And I was like, what? That's a lot. So he showed that. They're like, he has dignity. He would never show that on live. And I went, okay. And then he put it back up, I guess, or somebody put it up on Twitter. And they're like, he doesn't want you to see this because he's full of shit. And I did see him discussing on a live after that why the former one was taken down. And he kind of tells a very similar story with some other obvious, like, I don't know, is that how it went down? And then, so the original footage from the live gets put on Twitter and I watch it. And it's clearly just a bunch of cops have someone pulled over at an intersection. He gets out of his vehicle. He's talking about like what's going on here. He just pulls up into this parking lot, wanders around it really far away. He's looking over a bush and he's like, oh, I think I see something. I gotta go. And then turns it off and then acts shocked. And seemingly he might have stumbled upon like a car accident. And I don't even know if what he saw was a body. But the fact that like it took 3 or 4 lives, like stretching it out that long to confirm that it had nothing to do with Nancy Guthrie, and the entire time he's talking about how it did, like, was fucking weird to me. And I'm noticing a lot of people doing that. So I'm just going to wait on this. I have no thoughts other than what I shared the other day, but I am curious, like, was that glove really 2,000 miles away? Like, people are saying that there was a glove on the ground 2,000 miles away that they literally searched and sent off for genetic genealogy. And it's just insane. Dude, no. Believe it or not, I'm not. Talk about that Dolly Vision guy. It was just crazy. Yeah, I hate to say the same. You know, it's worrisome for sure. So Google Trends, we actually do a couple of episodes on this channel back in the beginning. Google Trends is tricky because It is affected if you're using VPN. It's absolutely affected by volume. So the more people searching for something, the more volume gets grouped together. It also depends on time span, and if the volume is really, really low across a certain period of time, it doesn't measure it the way people think it does. And it's not if you don't put in quotations the exact quote, then it's going to pull each individual word in addition to the word together or with spaces or other words between them. So you really are getting false results for like 90% of searches on trends. And it 100% depends on who else in the area search for similar things, and if at all, because if it's below one person over a month, then, or if it's only one person or below for a month, so that's just one person or zero, then sometimes it will opt into zero if you have another group over here. And if you're searching for like a year and then recently the Nancy Guthrie case started, you need to go back and you need to limit your searches. A lot of people don't do that. You can narrow down a time frame, but again, if you put New York, it's also going to consider bulk data from places around New York if there are no hits. And if you're doing any of it now, after this has become a big case, you're probably not going to get good results unless you narrow it down over a year ago to before that, if that makes sense. If you're getting anything within this year, it's clutching onto cached data. So it's just not reliable there's a very narrow window where it's reliable. Like, it's got to be specific. One of the best ways that I think trends works, though, let's say you have a missing person, right? Perfect example, Staten Island Jane Doe. For 30 years, no one knew her identity. No one knew her name. They just knew she was missing, right? She's a missing woman. She was murdered and burned, but they knew that there must be a missing persons report for this person. So we've narrowed it down to someone either reported missing or someone not reported missing, which is still like a big window, right? If it's someone who is reported missing, then a lot of people are going to search for them. So really, after the person gets identified, you can use Google Trends to go back and see who searched for that person's name when they weren't identified, but also only if they didn't have a missing persons report. So if no one reported them missing, right? And then they were just identified after 30 years, 10 years, 20 years, it doesn't matter. But no one knew they were missing. No one would know to search for missing and then their name. So if you plug that in and you see one result, that means for sure one person at least. Now, if you have it where 100 people searched it on the same day, it's also going to show up as one result. It's a little confusing, but I explain it in the episode where Coffindoffer is talking about Koberger and how people searched for him before. So he had to have, or somebody searched for Maddie Mogan's name before. So, or Brian had to search for a Brian Koberger suspect because blah, blah, blah. It says Brian Koberger suspect, but she didn't put it in quotes. She didn't pick a time frame, and he'd already been busted. So it's going to pop up a lot of extras that you don't need. So anyways, we'll get into that eventually. It's a lot of technical stuff, but I should do another episode on that to kind of, maybe I should get a few more examples that are more narrow and then some that are broad and then just show you. Because I did that a long time ago, but also Trends has updated their technology to include AI now and scraping back data. And it's very interesting. So they're getting a lot more results than usual. For her house location. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. If you have, if you're an Uber driver, right? And you use maps, it could be anything. Or if somebody wants to buy the property, like a future developer. Also, you can get data that's crammed a month before or after it actually happened. So you have to be careful with that. It just really depends on the exact situation. I would need to see the query, see how it was searched. Was it in quotes? Did you narrow it down properly? Are you seeking anything within the past year, which likely you are? So that's going to skew the data automatically because, again, it goes by volume. The quicker the volume goes up, the lower it goes in the past. So you're not really getting an accurate reading. And it can even compress it down to where there could have been 30 searches like that. It's only showing you the one hit. Fucking trends. It's so complicated, but it can be used to do a lot of good. It just has to be like the perfect situation. Anyway, here's what I want to do, because I wanted to tinker around with you guys and show you guys some stuff, but I found some weird stuff. I don't know, Laura. I don't understand YouTube. It's pissing me off. Hold on one second. I'm going to put you guys on hold for a second while I pull up this video. I'm going to show you that's really crazy. Okay. Okay. You guys, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay without me. All right. Excellent. Here you go.
Happy New Year, y'all. Let's make my first charcuterie board, and this is what I got, so don't judge me. I got this board a really long time ago. I think I got it from Hobby Lobby, but figured let's put it to use. I don't have the little glass bowls like you guys probably got, but we got Tupperware. I started out with cutting up broccoli into bite-sized pieces, and honestly, I don't know the pattern I'm going with. I'm just winging it, y'all, so don't ask me. I'm just doing it as I go. The OCD in me. I got these sweet peppers, and my kids love them. They're not hot, and they're honestly so juicy inside, and they go great with any kind of dip. I just cut them up into little thin strips so it's easier for dipping. I'll also be adding some red pepper hummus to this plate, so I got some naan bread. And I was like, I'm just gonna flour it. I've been trying to introduce my kids to different types of meats, so we got some prosciutto, and I'm gonna do the famous charcuterie flour. Now, this was very flimsy. You can see it in my face. I did not know how this was gonna turn out, but it did come out great.
I really can't take it. I can't handle the meat flour part anymore. Pat, this is for you. This is my happy birthday to you, hon.
My father gets a job at the Palm restaurant. My Uncle Junior works there, who is a Jehovah's Witness, believe it or not. He went from Catholic to Jehovah. So basically, my grandmother wanted us all to switch from Catholic to Jehovah. You know, meanwhile, we're from Harlem. My father's doing coke. You know, my mother thinks she's Aunt Margaret. She's teasing the hair with a bottle of vodka. You know, so dysfunctional, cross-addicted family, still cooking pasta on Sundays. And the meatballs, they wind up being burnt.
Okay, and the meatballs are burnt. All right, so I wanted to show you guys some weird shit. There is a channel that popped up on YouTube that I'm greatly appreciative of. And let me give you the name of it, and I will put it below. It's Jeffrey Epstein Media Archive, and they have kept a pretty great archive of information, specifically video of Jeffrey Epstein that they've been putting together from all the footage that's, you know, available in the DOJ docs, and I guess anything else that they can find. And there have been some interesting ones that I actually haven't seen before. And one of them is about this edge.org seminar in 2011. Now, we're going to go into his social medias this coming week, but one thing about Jeffrey is he used to have these weird websites. He had like Jeffrey's blog, or jeffreyepsteinblog.com, jeffreyepstein.org, jeffreyepsteinscience.com, like all these different fucking URLs that would go to these stupid WordPress blogs he would write. And he would talk about, I have an upcoming summit, and he would just like pontificate. It's like somebody who fucking hit a weed hookah for the first time and then just starts talking out their ass. Like he could be on DMT. I don't know. He's just saying all kinds of crazy shit about the universe. And it's a really dumb blog. And he just like sucks ass, like talking about like really just brown nosing like a motherfucker, all these, you know, and the scholar from MIT. And it's all his fucking pervert weird friends. And anyway, he gets these like guest lists together, which are kind of one of the most fascinating things to me in all the files is like his itinerary for what he does every day and his guest lists and how he talks about people is fucking wild. Like this guy is it's somebody who's arrogant, but they smell like shit and they look like shit and they ain't shit. And you're just like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like that's what I get from him. He gives complete and utterly like he absolutely is not self-aware and he's fucking weird. So he does actually do a lot of nerd shit too. He doesn't just talk about it. He has $1 billion, so he can waste his time at bullshit. So he goes to these seminars, these summits, and on paper, on the blog, they sound like this is going to be some Illuminati roundtable shit. They're going to be eating tomahawk steaks. There's going to be a bloodletting. They're probably going to get Dita Von Teese to dance in a teacup. Everybody's going to get on a boat and they're going to sacrifice something to Moloch and it's going to be fine. Like they're all going to just be fine and they're going to make a ton of money from it. They're going to go stand at the sundial and they're going to predict the future. And then they're going to send a bunch of money to like Saudi or somewhere and everything they want is going to happen. And they just do it together, and it's just a bunch of elitist motherfuckers. And it's all people personally invited by him. Like this is the way he makes it sound. Like there's going to be a moon bounce. We're all going to learn how to braid hair. There's going to be fucking really, really, really good like tequila, and we're definitely going to be making homemade cotton candy from a chick that I 100% trafficked here from TikTok who makes giant cotton candy flowers, like that type of shit. Like that's what he makes it sound like. And then someone put this footage up, and what's crazy is I was reading one of his blogs about this on the Wayback Machine, and I was like, this sounds like Dr. Evil shit, right? It really does. It's like, who throws a shoe? Like, that's what it sounds like. So to see it going down based on his plans, and not just his plans that he posted openly on his website, but like emails he sent to Peggy about it, like, let's leave this person out and get this person in. The way he communicated to Leslie Groff, the way he like groveled to these billionaires that he was trying to kiss their ass that are like really big in math and science. And he's like, no, come to my island. Is there anybody that you can think of who would be a great match for this? So when you see it in the context of all the files and the way he talks about these seminars, these summits, it seems like some big boy shit. It seems like they're going to be fucking popping missiles off in the backyard and shit. There's going to be a golden retriever with a ball, just doing perfect golden retriever shit while they plan a war. But no, it's actually this. I just want you guys to get an idea with me of what this fucking nerd bitch did all day, who he did it with, who he spent his time with. This is why he has to kidnap women, because nobody wants to fucking hang around someone like this. I don't know how they want to be around people like this. And this guy, I don't know who he is or what he's about. I don't know if you can see. Hold on. There you can see this dude right here. Arrest him right away. I don't care if he committed a crime. Put him in jail. This one, definitely. Whoever makes the shitty comment you're going to hear in a minute, totally. Like the way they try to make each other laugh is so uncomfortable. This reminds me of an open mic. It's so uncomfortable. We're not going to watch it all, but we're going to get about halfway. Oh, Leah, these are just people who were invited to the edge.org seminar in September of 2011. These are world-class thinkers. These are leaders in society. These are people these are the ideas guys. This is where the shark goes to tank, okay? These are people who literally spend all day going to meetings with fucking nerds to talk about the weirdest shit. Genetics and how to create the perfect Aryan baby, according to them. These are their words. How to make a missile that will blow up half the world but keep your island. what can be put in food to sterilize a nation? Like, just really fucking weird. Like, everything the crazy people for all those years said the Illuminati was doing, they're doing it. They just look like this. And we allowed this to happen. We cannot let these people rule. Watch this shit.
That if you're trapped in a local energy well, in an energy landscape, you need some noise, a little bit of thermal energy to pop you into a potentially better one. And so there's a funny way in which it gives noise a moral quality, which we don't usually think about.
Yeah. By the way, yes, that is Epstein on the far right. And one of his pervert friends and this fucking guy, and probably a bag of money. I don't know, dude. This is where they had the summit and only the elite can come. Sometimes they make these absurd statements on the flyers that are like, there's going to be a basketball court and then we'll retreat to the Hilton for snacks. And you're like, what? And then my helicopter will pick you up and we'll go to the Chop Steakhouse. Like, what is happening? And then we're going to play hula hoop and touch on the lawn. It's like, I don't want to play touch.
And I think there's something, I mean, if you're going to project it into humanistic terms, it would translate into too much self-certainty is the enemy of all of these good qualities, and it's true mathematically. But the other thing, to me, a very interesting problem is a global challenge. Global warming is a great example where.
What in the seven dust is this guy on? Is he on seven dust? Did he snort seven dust? Like, what the fuck? Why is this dirty, fish-loving hippie yelling things at me about the brain and space? I don't even know what he's saying. This billionaire is choosing this. This billionaire sex criminal said, hey, look at that fucking bloated bitch who looks like he just got back from the Jersey Shore. Let's go alone with these other weird guys and this bald guy picked up at the fucking pier, and let's go talk about space. Like, what the fuck is happening? Dude, he looks like he has an abscess everywhere. Like, he's concerning. He is, dude, this is bad. This is bad. This dude still brags about going to see Typo Negative. He's like, yeah, I went in 2001. Like, this fucking guy, he has a hole in his shirt and he's going to get rid of ovarian cancer? No.
The whole population would benefit from finding a degree of cooperation, but we're evolved to be competing groups. And when you start to have a global group facing an enemy which is just circumstance, in a way it confounds all our strategies. And I wonder if that's part of how we evolve sort of imaginary foes, which you find in religions and so forth. If we need to sort of imagine some other entity that we're playing the game with in order to cooperate as a whole. So
two questions. The first question was noise, and noise comes in a kind of beneficial way in different ways here. The one
and if you're wondering who the guy is speaking, he is he's an evil guy who hangs out all day with a woman named Natasha and a giant moose that they go around committing crimes and stealing secrets.
It's the noise in the evolutionary process. So the noise in which strategies reproduce from one generation to the next. And this allows you to explore fitness landscapes and allows you to avoid being...
This guy wore a diaper till he was 27.
...stuck at a certain place. Another thing that avoids being stuck is sexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction is a kind of noise generator to generate combination.
That's been my experience.
This motherfucker elbowed Epstein. It's sexual reproduction. And he's like, ha 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 ha. Look at that shit again. Look at fucking, is that fucking Wallace and Gromit was on Epstein Island. And here he is hanging out with a homeboy.
And another way how noise comes in, interestingly, is in the repeated game. If you don't have noise...
This is why I don't fuck with hippie shit. This is why I don't do it. You never know, dude. And now what are they talking about? How to get your pussy using Reiki? It's fucking nasty.
There's a lot of unbroken symmetry between strategies. Many strategies look the same because the off-equilibrium path is kind of never visited without noise. So noise is something that differentiates the subtleties of strategies. And only adding noise to the analysis gives actually the rich understanding. And the other thing that you mentioned, yes, I'm very grateful for this remark. So I have talked mostly in terms of interaction between two people, but the theory also includes the so-called public goods game. And the public goods game is a prisoner's dilemma where multiple people play. So each one has now a choice between cooperation and defection, but we are all sitting...
How much you want to bet this is the guy who like got arrested in New Zealand for mega upload? He's like the porn fucking link king. I don't know what he does, but I hope he's fired and homeless. Like, this guy's a fucking nut job. All of these people in here are perverts, and you know they have all hunted humans.
Around the table, and this is called the public goods game. And what is very interesting in the public goods game is here, if we would play it here in the beginning, people would be very hopeful. Many people would cooperate. And then one person tries, let me see what happens when I defect. And then this person has a bigger income than everybody else. Then the others are...
This is actually super important. This is why I wanted to show you this. I'm going to go back a little. Listen to what he says. People who defect. I can't remember. I think he says he's from Romania or some shit. He says it a minute. It's not Belarus. I think it's Romania. Anyway, he's talking about an experiment that they did. Whatever company he's with, these edge people. They did an experiment on the human condition and how humans behave and react. And it's kind of like that whole thing where, hey, you can shock your fellow human, that type of thing. It's one of those types of psychological and social tests. Like, what do people value? What are they more likely to respond to? And the CIA did one of these, and John Kirikow talked about, is that how you say it? I always say it wrong. Kirikow, it doesn't matter. Anyway, John K, the CIA guy who fucking whistle blew, he talked about how the CIA used to do like these experiments, not just like the acid shit, but they would literally like test with things like remote viewing, right? So this is the type of guy that gets really into that shit and fails. But there were other people who would be like more subtle about it. And the point is, these motherfuckers would like study ways to get information out of people. What do they respond to, right? And that was kind of the whole point of the CIA, is how to get information from people without them flipping and without them telling on you, like without getting compromised, shit like that. Somebody who could tell you secrets that you really need that will benefit national security, but not ever out you. Like, otherwise your job is toast. And he would talk about this. And I thought it was really interesting because he said that because of those studies, he's glad that they did those because he read them. That's kind of one of those things where he knew, he's like, torture doesn't work. And they've done all these studies about it, how you can torture someone and, you know, it doesn't matter how much, but they'll tell you whatever you want. You know, you can't trust information that comes from torturing another human being, which is why John blew the whistle on the CIA, because he watched people torture people and get bad information. And because of it, there are people who are in prison still to this day for the crimes done on 9/11 who actually had nothing to do with it because they got false confessions. And he even apologized to one of the guys, and they had a shootout in the hospital. Like, it's fucked up. So the point is, that led me down a weird path where I was just looking up like torture studies, and that led to coerced confession studies. And it's really interesting what people value and what they fear and how that can be used as a tool to gain information. And what this guy is saying is shit like that, but his company did it. And it was to test like what different societies value. And he talks about what the average American values versus other people. And it's really fucked up. And just listen to this, is the type of shit Jeffrey was into. So this is a guy who literally spends all day studying how to fuck with people mentally, how to get what he wants from you, how to get information, how to get you to be quiet. while also being groomed by these speakers and told over and over for comfort. They're just jealous because you're rich. And the reason I say that is because there are a lot of different examples of this in the files where it's almost like he's getting his ass kicked or ass kissed in a way in the form of reassurance that no, you're not crazy. They're crazy. They're jealous. They're just mad. Everyone's after you for your money. And not just like guys, women too. Why don't these girls get a job and stop trying to blame you for their fucking decisions? They should just get a job. They're only doing this because you have money, Jeffrey. And it's crazy how they all have this common thing. And then it occurred to me, oh, because the speakers know they're talking to a room full of billionaires. Like they know that they're talking to rich people. So even as he's talking and teaching them his theories of how to brainwash people, he's actively brainwashing them while inserting himself reassurance statements that basically say, hey, you ain't getting no justification and you ain't got to give one. It's your money. Like, you're not going to get it. I'm not going to fucking sit here and say, hey, this is why these people say that to you and give you tough love. Oh, fuck no, it's them. They're fucking jealous. And they haven't even brought that up. They haven't even talked about anything like that. He just slips it in there. So just pay attention to this part. This is the only interesting part. Then we'll move on.
This person has a bigger income than everybody else. Then the others are annoyed and they want to pay back. But the only way to pay back is also to defect in this game. So over time, in the public goods game, you lose cooperation. And it is, in principle, there would be an equilibrium where I say that I start to defect as soon as one person defects. You know, that would actually force everybody to cooperate in that nash equilibrium, but this is not realized by people. And what you need to get cooperation in the public goods game is the possibility of targeted interaction also. So we have not only the public interaction, but afterwards I can have a targeted interaction. And the targeted interaction, I can go out and punish defectors, or I can go out and reward cooperators. And the field loves punishment. But I'm very skeptical of punishment because punishment could also be directed against cooperators as preemptive strikes. So in many experimental setups, that's actually not, that's prevented. So they don't see that because that's not possible. And so what we have done is we have taken public goods game with cooperation punishment, or first others have done this and played it in different parts of the world. And what they find is in the US and in Western Europe, many people use punishment to punish cooperators. But in Eastern Europe, in the Arab world, in Athens, defectors punish cooperators. And this is called antisocial punishment. And in this antisocial punishment, the question is, what is the motive for the antisocial punishment? And the one explanation would be, it's a preemptive strike. I know they will punish me, so let me punish them first. The other possibility is, I distrust everybody who actually thinks he can cooperate with the system. Who cooperates with the system is a fool. That is the person who makes me look bad, and I should actually punish them. We did that experiment in Romania recently, where we gave people an option between cooperation and reward. In the US, reward works amazingly well. Reward leads to efficient cooperation. And the reward that we give is the following, that we play the public goods game, and afterwards we can have pairwise productive interaction. So we can have a repeated prisoner's dilemma. And so that's good for us private, and it's good for us in public. And people who cooperate in public will also get these private deals. In Romania, what we observed is the public cooperation broke down. Nobody cooperated.
Oh yeah, Romania. And remember how there's the Romanian orphan thing with Erica Kirk and Turning Point, and also Jeffrey's crew, and they talk about it in the emails, and then it all kind of loops back around now. Yeah. They used to have these meetings led by these dudes who were considered like these dope-ass thinkers. Yeah, no, I was just making a joke that the claymation character was on the island. Wallace from Wallace and Gromit did not actually sex traffic. He was claymation. So I was just kidding.
in public, but people still cooperated in private. They didn't link the two games. And the people said that makes so much sense because people
And you know what? I shouldn't even say no because I don't know. I didn't check. I was just making a joke about the actual character, but I don't know because honestly, dude, the dude who wrote fucking Dilbert, which was one of my favorite comics growing up, like ended up being pretty fucking wild. He passed away recently, but he's got some fucking views that are odd. And I wonder if he was there. Oh no. Dude, is that why The Simpsons always did it? Notice how The Simpsons always knew what was coming. And so did Epstein.
trust that a public project could ever work, but I rely on private income.
So I've always had a little trouble seeing how indirect reciprocity gets started. And I was wondering if you have models where the component behaviors are all present, but indirect reciprocity is not, whether use would take off. Because if I'm helping people who have helped other people, it's not, that seems to me to incur immediate fitness decrement. And I just didn't know how, it seemed to me that the range of parameters within which that would evolve stably seemed to be
and I mean, they do quorum sensing, they make biofilms, they do things like this, but this is a drastically less cooperative environment. The whole idea of reputation and continuity that you can sort of rely on and iterate and so on, microbes.
Blah, 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 blah. You're old. Okay. So that's their fucking nerd meeting on Illuminati douchebag summit once a year with Peace Force or whatever. And that's on Jeffrey Epstein Media Archive on YouTube. That is the full name, Jeffrey Epstein Media Archive. You can see a lot of those weird videos. Now, we're not going to watch 4 hours and 55 minutes of this shit. But for those of you who didn't know, Les Wexner got shook down by the Oversight Committee today. Which, good. I thought they were going to keep it private. Thank goodness they're not. They posted it. I have not seen any of it except one clip. And in that clip, Les Wexner starts talking too much. And the attorney leans over, his attorney, and whispers in his ear, just a little too loud, these words. He says, "If you keep answering with more than 5 words, I'm going to fucking kill you." And then goes, "Okay." Like, are you going to murder this old man? This old pedophile man? So let's go ahead and check it out. Because I've not seen any of this. This is actually probably going to be the first time I see him say more than a couple of words ever. And he looks like a piece of burnt chicken. Cock-a-doodle-doo, motherfucker. Let's see what he had to say.
The very next sentence continues, Mr. Epstein showed up unannounced at Meister's Park Avenue apartment with 5 models for Meister's sexual entertainment. Epstein thought he was bringing me a gift, according to Mr. Meister. Were you aware of this occurring?
Objection, double hearsay.
No. Did Mr. Epstein ever present you with women for your sexual entertainment?
Absolutely not.
Mr. Wexner.
Are we done? Are we done with that exhibit?
We are. Mr. Wexner, at any time, did Jeffrey Epstein ever inform or represent to you that he was a part of any intelligence service of any nation, including the United States?
Absolutely not.
Did you ever learn that he was involved with any intelligence service?
Never. Never.
let's move on to talking about Miss Maxwell. When did you first meet Ghislaine Maxwell?
Your Honor, defer. Miss Janice.
Judge Athens.
Your Honor, this is so unfair. Your Honor, I think I want to appeal. Your Honor. Your Honor, stop. This is propaganda. Your Honor, this is fake. Don't believe what they say.